Welcome to Launching the Pilot with your hosts Kevin and Brian.
Hello and welcome to Launching the Pilot, episode 170, I believe. It says convincingly.
This may be corrected at a later date.
I'll slot it into there anyway.
Yeah. Seamless.
And this time we're doing Randall and Hopkirk, deceased.
Deja vu.
Yeah. I'm sure we've done this one though.
Yeah.
But this is 2000 and, was it 2000?
2000 and 2001.
That's it, it's finished. 13 episodes.
Yep.
2 seasons.
Yep.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
This one is called Drop Dead.
Yes, succinct and to the point.
And this one stars the comedy duo of Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer.
It does indeed. There's a whole host of famous faces.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Amelia Fox
Yes.
as Jeannie.
Yes. Jessica Stevenson was
Yes.
as the.
Was it Polish?
Some sort of form of Eastern European.
There's an accent in there.
Secretary, receptionist type.
As a pregnant.
Yeah, heavily
Receptionist.
pregnant. Yeah. She didn't want a mutant baby.
That's right, that's it. Because
whatever happened.
There's a little bloke doing DIY around her all the time.
That's right, yeah. I mean, they got that decorator and they must have him on retainer because every time he went back to the...
He was doing another.
He was doing it, yeah. But
I'm sure we'll come to that.
yes.
So, someone spying and taking pictures.
Yes, that's right. It was... They were by a swimming pool or something.
There was a big swimming pool there and they could see across.
Because it starts off, you're in like bushes and it's like you're on a helmet cam or something going through bushes, and then all of a sudden it goes to like the focusing thing on a camera, doesn't it? Yeah. And then I'm still not sure who it was.
All right.
Now, I think I've got a suspicion it was possibly supposed to be the wife later on that he was seeing, but I don't know.
All right.
Because they're spying on Crisby.
Crisby, that's right.
Crisby, who's Charles Dance.
Charles Dance, yes.
But
very big in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Probably people will know him from.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Until he took an arrow to the knee or something.
Yeah. I've never watched an episode.
No,
I've never watched an episode.
is it coming?
Don't.
Last season.
I know. And once it's all finished and gone, I might go back and watch it. But then again, I said the same about
Pick up a cheap box set.
Yeah, I said the same about The Sopranos, and I still haven't.
Yeah, I'll keep saying that. I'm going to watch Sopranos.
Yeah.
Because I went round my mum's the other day and she's got the box set of The Sopranos. I thought,
Is she?
really?
Yeah.
She's 80. Maybe she's a thug life, really.
Maybe someone made her an offer she couldn't refuse. But yeah, was he something to do with the Red Wedding, Charles Dance?
He was offhandly, yes.
Yeah, right, okay.
Not directly.
Yeah, because
he initiated it, I think, is what you get the feeling.
Yeah, because
obviously I've not read the books. I've only watched the TV.
I really quite fancy. I really do fancy Game of Thrones. It's my sort of thing. I think that I would probably really enjoy.
You like boobs?
It's been said.
There's a lot in it.
I'm growing my own.
It saves all the effort then, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. But when we went on holiday, it's horrible to think, but it's only 6 years ago now. We went to Jamaica, and reading matter. I thought I want something because I was a big reader. I still am, but less time to do it. But I thought I'll get them. So I went and I bought the first 2 trilogies.
Yes.
Of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think I got about 60 pages in, and I put them both on the lending library in the hotel. It was bloody awful.
They're a big read as well, aren't they?
No, these things. I mean, I came back and I think my luggage was 4 stone lighter. But
the books come with pop-out wheels.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, I can read. I have
Yeah, I know some of the stuff you've
repeatedly. Yeah, But the thing is, I've read Lord of the Rings, and that's bloody hard work, especially when you get to the singing and everything like that.
Yeah.
You just think, will you stop it?
And he's the son, and he's the son, and he's the son. Okay.
And I enjoy all that, but the Game of Thrones, I couldn't get on with it.
Yeah,
I really couldn't.
TV show's a bit easier to digest.
Absolutely, yes. And like you say, there are added attractions. Shame. I've seen the clips on I've seen the clips on the Tinternet.
Yes. So you'll browse the history. Yeah.
No, I do at work.
So this is. Oh yeah, Randall Hopkirk.
Yeah. I wonder where we were for a moment. We're back in the room.
And he's spying, taking pictures of Crisby, who is this guy.
Yes.
Charles Dance. Yeah. Kenneth Crisby, apparently.
Oh, right.
And he threatens to beat up Marty, doesn't he? Because he catches
That's right. Well, it starts off, doesn't it? And they're arguing with each other because Marty and Jeff. Marty's the one with looking through the camera, and he's obviously a bit haphazard or slapdash or whatever because Jeff is saying to him, make sure you get them, you get the decent pictures this time.
Yeah.
So he's obviously screwed up in the past.
Yeah.
But he says, it's fine, and he turns around to talk to him. When he looks back, he's not there. So he says, oh, hang on, he's gone. Then all of a sudden his face appears in the viewfinder, and he's right in front of them, and he starts...
Yeah, he threatens to kill Marty. Now, Vic Reeves is playing Marty, and Bob Mortimer is playing Jeff.
Yeah.
And they're obviously not fighters.
No.
Because Charles Dance is...
No.
Because they have to be saved by Jeannie, who does a flying kung fu kick.
That's right, yeah, because...
I've got Kirk-like kick.
Yeah, because Bob Jeff picks up the camera because they're wrestling over it, aren't they?
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, that's an expensive piece of equipment." And so he grabs it and runs off.
Yeah.
And there's Jeff and Crisby having a sort of like Mexican standoff over a pool.
Yeah.
And then Bob comes running. Jeff, sorry, it's hard work.
It is, isn't it?
But he comes running up to the car and he's saying, start the car, get in the driver's seat and start the car. So she's supposed to be on a date.
Yes, Marty, yeah.
And she's not happy. And he says, get in the driver's seat and start the car. So all of a sudden, Marty's running up the road shouting, start the car. But then Crisby catches him by the boot and he starts smashing his head off the boot, doesn't he?
Yes.
The boot lid.
Back and forth, yeah.
So Jeannie, as we later find out her name is, she comes up and says, excuse me, and he's still banging his head on the boot. She says a bit louder, excuse me, would you mind taking your hands off my fiancé?
Fiancé, that's it, yeah.
And he says, oh, you can't possibly want to
marry this
turd. And he says, anyway, bugger off or something like that. So she does no more than does sort of like a spinning roundhouse kick.
That's right, yeah.
It flattens him.
Yeah.
But then they jump in the car.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What?
Do you mind not hitting my fiancé?
Fiancé? You can't possibly walk down the aisle with this little turd, let alone bear his children.
I won't tell you again.
Go home. It's way past your bedtime.
You, get in the car and don't ever try to work on a date again.
Disappear into the sunset.
That's it. We cut to the office.
Yep.
And it looks like they're preparing a bank job or something.
Yes.
It says, you'll be here, you'll be ready with the car here.
Yep.
And apparently they're planning for Marty and Jeannie's wedding.
Yeah. Did you spot the Father Ted thing?
No.
When he's
Go on. Go on. You will.
But when he's standing in front of the map, and he moves to one place, moves to a part of the map, and he's got the little Hitler tash.
Oh right. Oh yes, I did. Yeah.
Which is exactly the same as they did in Father Ted when he's got there's a bit of sellotape on the window, and there's the Chinese people coming up the path, and he's standing there waving his arms around. It looks like he's doing Nuremberg rally or something, doesn't he? But
so Father Ted, you're a racist now.
Yeah.
Should we be racist?
Yeah.
That's the episode.
That's right, yeah. But it's
Right, listen to me. The bank is here. This alley here is one way. This road here is closed due to roadworks, OK? Now, the first car should arrive at the junction of Spooner Drive and Berman Street at exactly 10:15. The church is approximately 3 miles away, so the motorcade should...
God, you're thorough, Jeff. You must be the most thorough best man in the world. We're wondering, perhaps you might do some diagrams for us for what to do when we get into the hotel room.
Oh, can you not take this seriously, please, Marty?
No, it's all right, Jeff. We are taking it seriously. Go on.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Jeff, could I just clarify one thing? When we get to the hotel room, should I go straight for the trousers or kiss him first?
Forget it. If you can't take it seriously...
I think she should go for the trousers first.
Good, that seems...
Right, look, it's you two who are getting married, right?
You're glad to see her.
Thank you, Ophelia.
Thank God for that.
We'll carry on with this later.
We're getting dragged off track again.
Yeah.
But also, before that, there's...
This is Danny Baker.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, isn't it? But there's a bloke in a massive hairy jacket.
Yes.
You see him come in past the painter. He walks past the painter while he's trying to paint the door.
Yeah.
And then, they go in and he's doing this. And Marty says to him, he says, one other thing I've got to ask you, because they'll be going on about him, how he's boring and he's a perfect planner for a wedding, but...
Yeah.
And then he says, when we get back to the hotel, are you going to give us any tips on what we should do when we get...
Yeah.
So he says, no, if you're not going to take it seriously, he opens the curtains and everything, and then the receptionist comes in, doesn't she?
Yes.
And she says, you've got a customer, a client.
And this is Gordon Stylus.
Gordon Stylus.
Stylus, that's it, Stylus.
So Jeannie
Played
leaves...
by David Tennant.
Yes. Well, you say played.
I've got... Who is he? Oh, God.
Yes. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But he trained for.
He's a famous
Jeannie gives him a kiss. Jeannie gives him a kiss. Goes.
And she gets into a bright yellow car. I've got.
Yeah, a bright yellow.
They seem to
focus
focus on it.
Yeah, no apparent reason.
No, I couldn't work it out. So
I thought there's.
So I wrote it down because I thought it's got to come back into it at some point.
No.
All right.
So he's really quite odd.
Yes. Very
odd.
But he's an artist.
Yes, absolutely. Well, manic, I think. But he's.
He wants them to follow his wife.
Yeah,
because they're getting fed up with doing the divorce cases all the time.
That's right. Because Marty, when he very first walks in and says, "I want you to follow my wife," he says, "This one's over at you, Jeff," and starts playing a video game.
He does, doesn't he?
Until he says his name.
Yeah.
And then he gets off the video game and he comes over and he starts waffling on about how he's got one of his postcards in his toilet or something.
That's right, yes, he does indeed.
And he gets all interested, but then when he thinks it's a divorce again, he wanders off. But
Gordon Stylus, the famous artist?
Yes.
I've got a postcard of one of your paintings in my toilet.
That's nice.
Yes, I know a lot about art and classical music. I recently bought Classical Moods, and that's a 4-album box set.
Shut up, Marty.
So I should imagine this case involves international art theft, or a clever forgery, or a mysterious painting of a beautiful woman that contains a clue.
I want you to follow my wife.
Take over, would you, Jeff, please? Divorce is your speciality.
It's not divorce. Something much worse.
Please, don't smoke.
Sorry.
I don't want a mutant baby.
No. Who does?
She's my inspiration, my soul music, my all, my A1, my habit, my mainline. She's more than a... She's changed. She's shifted shape. She's become distant. She has these violent episodes, and I thought at first that she might try and harm someone else, but lately I've become terrified that she's gonna turn it inwards.
What made her change, do you think?
I don't know. That's what I want you to find out. I want you to watch her, find out what it is, and stop her from...
Can I just clarify, are we talking about suicide here?
Then it goes to the restaurant.
Restaurant? Is there a restaurant?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that bit.
Yeah. It's... See... Jeannie and...
Oh, I've got... Yeah, he wants them to go to a party this weekend at his house.
That's right,
Keep an eye on these. Yes. Because he's not worried about her cheating, he's worried that she wants to harm herself.
Yes, that's right. He thinks she's going to... commit suicide or something. But yeah, and then they cuts to a restaurant, and Jeannie and
that's where
Marty are sitting talking, and it looks like they're having sort of like a cosy little dinner, and then all of a sudden this pompous you think you work out that she's actually a waitress, and he says you're not paid to sit with the clients, and she said, well, actually it's my fiance. And then it goes so he's, because he says about going to this party and they're supposed to be getting married,
and I've got bad singing in the car.
Oh God!
I don't know what that song was, but it only seemed to have a chorus.
Yeah. And the thing is, the one on the radio was sung by them as well, I think.
I think it was. Yeah,
it was pretty awful. I mean, we will come into the music again after, but it's.
I can't believe you talked me into going to this party.
You know me, Jeannie. I have a silver tongue.
My body made up, but my heart will keep loving you, baby. Ooh, our love will survive through the passage of time. Believe me, believe. My body may die, but my heart will keep loving you, baby. Ooh, our love will survive through the passage of time. Believe me.
Will you two shut up, please? And Marty, will you drive a bit faster, please? You must be the slowest driver in the world.
It's not good to thrash the engine, Jeff.
Yeah, but Marty, if we were going any slower, we would be parking.
Jeff, you don't know the first thing about driving or cars.
Yeah, or singing either, Jeff.
My love will survive through the passage of time. Believe.
Shut up, please.
Yeah, I've got awful singing to each other, and Jeff howls.
Yes, disgust.
Yeah, and
it's a lovey-dovey song. That's Marty and Jeannie's song.
Yeah, it's not like it's not. I'd never heard it, so whether it was written for this or
I think it's got
made up for this or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's almost like a something stupid duetty type thing, backwards and forwards, isn't it? But yeah, so they rock up this big house. He gets out the car, starts walking across the car park.
Yes.
And they almost suck you in, don't they? Because he goes into the old defensive pose, but the car stops.
That's him run over, but he doesn't.
No.
His Range Rover just stops short.
Yeah.
And this is Gordon's girlfriend, Annette.
Yeah, his wife.
His wife, sorry, his wife,
Yeah, his wife, Annette, and she's
not happy.
No, and I looked and I thought, I recognise you. Yeah. But then I looked afterwards. No,
I didn't either. I looked as well.
But she really looked like somebody who is quite famous now, and I'm trying to think who it is. I think it's a female comedian, but she looked just like her.
Yeah.
But then later on in the programme, she looked completely different.
Yeah.
Well, it's just me.
It's lighted.
Yeah.
No, I thought she was definitely someone I'd seen before, but I hadn't.
No, turns out no. But yeah, so then it goes into the party, doesn't it? And it's...
Painting is dead, it's last year, all that painting stuff.
Yeah, and it's a pretty grim party.
Yeah, Jeannie wants to go home, doesn't she?
Yeah, she wants to go home because Marty's gone with Gordon.
Yes, and he's showing him his art and his inventions.
He says, "Come up, and I'll show you my etchings."
Yeah. But he's not just a painter; he's a creator and inventor as well.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's got a bust made of frozen urine.
That's right. Yes.
In a perspex box. He says, "Oh, is this made of gold?" No, frozen urine.
Yeah.
And then. There's loads of other junk in there as well,
there's lots of stuff.
Including what I couldn't work out at the time, including a bloke with a silver faceplate thing on.
That's right, yes. Because all the faces,
apparent reason.
All the faces are his faces cast, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he starts kissing one, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he loves himself a bit too much.
Yeah.
Now he's going to do a painting for Annette because that'll make her happy.
Yeah. In the meantime, Jeannie finds Jeff.
Yeah.
Says that she's going home, and they have a bit of a tiff.
Still going home.
Yeah, they have a bit of a tiff, but then she wanders. She goes off. Then she comes back because she wants the keys.
Yes.
Now
we've got Annette. She's on the phone, isn't she?
That's right.
We don't know who she's on the phone to.
No, it's some mystery person.
Yes.
But she says she's going to reveal all, and she's finished with Gordon. She's going to reveal all, and she can't wait until they're together.
Yes.
And then apparently the conversation doesn't go the way she thinks or she wants.
No.
Because She gets quite the ump, doesn't she?
She
and
does.
She's swigging a bottle of vodka.
She is indeed, yes.
And she's up on the roof.
I've got Jeff just chatting to the party people. Apparently, Annette's the real artist. She did all the best work. So the rumour is.
That's right, yes, because Gordon's down. Well.
Hi, Jeff Randall.
Have you ever seen a more narcissistic display?
No.
He's lost it big time. You've heard the rumours, I suppose.
No?
That she basically did all his best work for him.
You kidding?
No. While he's busy pouncing about with his media chums, abusing his system in a variety of fashionable night spots, the little lady stays at home slaving over hot canvas.
I don't suppose he'd ever like that one to get out, would he?
Well distressed. Is it distressed or unstressed?
De-stressed.
Right.
Is it? Because he disappears. He's got like the paper overall thing on and the gloves, but he disappears behind a screen. His arm reaches out and turns the music on, and then he comes back doing like a really poor robot
dance,
robot dance thing, and he sprays this canvas. Well, it's like a screen that's got a picture imposed on it, and he sprays it
It's
all
like
red.
8 foot by 8 foot. This thing, it's massive.
Sprays it all red. Then he gets a chainsaw out and cutting it, and then he flamethrowers it and all this, doesn't he? And then, but yeah, in the meantime,
I've got Jeannie's still leaving.
Jeannie's still leaving, and they're outside talking. She's getting the keys off him.
She is.
And then something just narrowly misses Marty's head, and he looks up.
And he sees Annette talking.
Annette, she's swigging from this bottle of vodka, and she's got her phone, and she's right at the edge of the roof, so he thinks she's going to jump.
So he has to run up there.
Yeah.
Don't jump, you've so much to live for!
Yeah? Like what? Never mind, I wasn't planning on jumping.
Oh, good, right, because I promised Gordon I'd look after you.
Why? What is this? You're not a friend of his, are you? Who are you?
I'm a private detective.
Give the man a cigar. So, the great Stylus has finally resorted to spying on me, has he? What's he told you?
Well, that you might try to kill yourself, that you might be going mad.
Mad? Oh, I'm mad, all right. Mad at him for treating me like this. I'm mad at you for buying his lies. So, suicidal, am I? Prone to violent outbursts. Losing my marble.
Don't worry, Mr. Hopkirk. He's the crazy one, not me.
But she's fine.
Yeah, she's absolutely fine.
God,
mate.
she pulls a gun on Marty.
That's right. She sticks a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then pulls the gun and sort of pushes him out onto the balcony. And then it's a lighter.
Yes, yeah, obviously it was.
Yeah. So. Then,
Annette shares a drink with Marty.
That's right. Yeah. They're swigging from a sort of like the same bottle of vodka, aren't they?
They've got Marty who falls off the roof.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I can't even remember.
I think it was when she lit the cigar, because it's a bit patchy. It's a bit.
Yes.
I only watched it again earlier today just to refresh my memory, but it's a bit patchy because it's sort of like, it's bitty and jumpy. But I think it's when she lights his cigar, he sort of like breathes a sigh of relief sort of thing, but then falls backwards.
Yeah.
And he lands on top of a lorry.
He does, and the lorry starts driving off.
Yeah, the lorry drives off, and then she rushes into the house, opens the door of her bedroom door, and she just says, "Oh, it's you." You don't see who it is. She just says, "Oh, it's you." And then it cuts back to the outside where Jeff and Jeannie...
She's still leaving.
Yeah, she's still leaving. Jeff and Jeannie are saying goodbye.
And he thinks he sees Annette jump into her Range Rover.
Yes, because it looks like her
from the back,
but you only see her from the back.
Yes.
Jumps into the car.
Yeah.
I also notice it's the wrong side of the car.
Yes.
But jumps into the car, and they go shooting off into the distance. Then it cuts back to the lorry. The lorry driver stops the lorry to get out to undo a chain so they can get out.
And then the Marty takes his opportunity to climb off.
Yeah, he sort of he comes to, doesn't he? And then falls off the side of the lorry.
Yeah.
And then he stands up and he's standing in the road.
Yeah.
The lorry pulls away and he sees the car coming. And he recognises it because it's Annette's car.
Yeah.
So anyway, he sort of he waves and he's quite happy. But it hits him.
Yeah, and he's on the bonnet.
He's clinging onto the bonnet. And all you can see, look, when you're looking from his viewpoint back into the car, it's really dark. You can't see anybody.
No.
You just see a bit of a shape. And then it goes careering off. It drives all the way down his lanes, across a car park, onto grass.
Yeah.
And then
over a cliff.
Yeah, it stops literally with the front wheels way over the cliff. So he's saying, right,
don't get out. Don't get out.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Just don't get out. So the car door opens, and somebody gets out, and he's but then
as it's falling,
it's so you see it from the behind as the car goes forward. Then you see it from his point, and you see Annette come forward and hit the steering wheel.
Yeah,
which is odd because you think she's got out.
Yeah,
but then it cuts to. I thought it was going straight to the funeral, but then I realised she's wearing white, and the guy next to her is wearing morning suit and top hat.
Yeah,
it's obviously her dad.
The wedding, yes.
And
so he's waiting for Marty, and Jeff can't find him.
No, so he comes screeching up in Marty's car.
Yeah,
and says, "No, I can't find him anywhere." Police turn up.
They do indeed. Bad news.
Bad news indeed. Bad news indeed.
They've got funeral time.
They come to tell them about Marty, and what are they going to say?
What about
Marty? About his current condition?
Oh, he's
dead. He's dead, Chum. Dead. The man is dead. He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead, sir.
He's dead, Chum.
Seamless.
Yeah. Would know. Would know.
I'll edit it later. Yeah. But so then the camera pans up to the sky, pans back down.
Yeah.
And she's wearing almost exactly the same clothes, but in black.
Yes, right, she is.
And it's obviously the day of the funeral.
Jeff blames himself.
Yeah.
He didn't take Gordon seriously, that...
Yeah. But then...
that his wife was serious about killing herself and offing herself.
Yeah.
Doesn't go bad for a funeral. This is my waitress's uniform.
I'm sorry, Jeannie. When I saw the car had gone, I thought you two must have left together. I should have taken Stylus more seriously when he warned me how unstable Annette was.
Jeff, you can't blame yourself. It's just... I keep expecting to see him walk down that path with a big stupid grin on his face, saying it's all just a big joke.
Some joke, eh?
Yeah, and then he...
At the office, he's packing Marty's stuff up, isn't
That's right, yes, because it goes back to the office, and the painter's there again, and he's writing deceased under Hopkirk.
Would you do that?
No.
Have you ever seen that on the door?
No. It's in case you forgot what you were watching. But, so anyway, He's doing that.
The police turn up.
And barge past him, so he nearly sort of like does the old paintbrush across the window thing.
It's a closed case, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They've closed the case because it was quite apparent.
A woman? You said it, sir!
She offed herself and Marty.
Absolutely. Yes, so...
Gordon's art dealer.
Gordon's art dealer had confirmed to them that she'd said in a phone call that she was... she was thinking of ending it all, and he said yes. And when we spoke to Mr. Crisby, Jeff says who? He says Kenneth Crisby that's Gordon's
art dealer.
So a few cogs start turning
because this is the guy from the beginning. Yeah,
because obviously they know, and he's then thinking, well, this isn't right, but there's nothing to go on.
No.
And then...
Oh, hello then, Inspector.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Randall. I understand you must be very upset.
Well, yeah, it's funny, you plod on day by day, not really thinking, and then something happens that just blows your your whole world apart.
Right, yeah. Thought you ought to know we've closed the case. Basically, she was just bonkers. Sorry, that was inappropriate.
Insane. She was insane.
We traced her last call. It was to Stylus's art dealer. She was ranting on, apparently, threatening all kinds of mayhem. He thought she was just drunk again, didn't think she'd actually do anything, let alone kersplat. Sorry, that was in bad taste. Anyway, we've taken a full statement from Mr. Crisby. He's been very helpful. The jigsaw is complete.
I'm sorry, from who?
Kenneth Crisby, Stylus's agent, owner of the Crisby Gallery up in town.
Kenneth Crisby.
It goes to the gallery.
It does. Yeah.
And you've got Crisby talking to, I'm assuming, press,
Yeah.
saying that, you know, that he's standing in front of this ruined red thing that had been chainsawed and burnt at the party, and said, oh, you know, we've had lots of interest, and this is, you know, we've already had offers in excess of 6 figures.
Yes.
And then he wanders over to Gordon and says that it's about time they negotiated a new contract. He was thinking about 50-50.
50-50, and Gordon says,
50-50? And he says, yeah, otherwise I'll tell the police what the real contents.
Yeah, what she really told me on the phone.
Yeah, was. Besides, my wife's taking 50% of everything off me, so I think it's only fair that I take 50% of everything you've got.
Now, Jeff overhears this, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's at the gallery.
Yeah, that's right. And then he says to Jeff, anyway, how did you get in? And he says, oh, you know, well, we did some work for Gordon and he hasn't paid us.
Yeah.
So he says, well, he's not going to pay you, so bugger off, basically.
Yeah, you didn't do your job, so there's no money for you.
No.
Cheer up, hombre. Future's looking very rosy.
She's gone.
Yes, very sad and all that. Now, I thought it prudent to draw up a new contract.
Anything, I don't care anymore.
Of course. I thought 50-50.
50-50?
Yes. Darling Jennifer's walking out on me with 50% of everything I own. I thought it only fair to take 50% of what you own.
You bastard.
Yes, I know. Nevertheless, I think you'll sign. After all, what choice do you have? I've only to tell Inspector Large what Annette and I really talked about on the telephone that afternoon, and,
What did you really talk about?
Oh, look. It's one half of the dynamic duo that destroyed my marriage.
I think you played a part in that, you know, Mr. Crisby.
Spare me the moralizing, you little twerp. How did you get in here? What are you doing here, anyway?
I'm here on business. I did some work for Gordon and he hasn't paid me yet.
Hasn't paid you? Well, of course he hasn't paid you, you tit. You were hired to stop his wife from killing herself, and look what happened. Go away. And don't come back.
Right. Right.
So then it cuts to a restaurant.
It does, and Jeannie's at the restaurant working.
Yes, well, she's looking at something over. I thought it was a till, but then it goes. It's like messages or something like that. It was weird, but then it cuts to a table where there's. To be quite honest, he's a bit of a knob.
Yeah,
he's an absolute knob, and he's sort of like berating his, I'm assuming, wife.
Yes.
Saying you always have the same thing. Why do you even bother looking at the menu? You'll always have chicken. And
you'll have the chicken.
Yeah, you'll have the chicken because you always have chicken.
And Jeannie says, well, actually, this whatever fish dish is quite nice. Why don't you have that instead? And he's going, no, she'll have the chicken.
Yeah. So, because that's the thing as well. But Jeannie's obviously distracted because he calls her he calls her twice, and eventually she comes over. He says, "Oh, you finally deigned to notice us, have you?"
Yeah.
And he goes into this exchange with his wife.
Yeah.
And his wife says, you know, oh, I really think I'll have the guinea fowl. And he says, no, you have the chicken.
That's right. Yeah.
And the woman says to Jeannie, says, oh, what do you think I should have? And she said, well, actually, I think you should have somebody other than this dick.
Yeah.
You know. So he splutters a bit and says, you know, oh, what's going on? You know, that's...
Then the head waiter...
that's outrageous. You can't possibly talk to me like that.
Yeah.
He said, do you know who I am? So she then says... She said really loudly in the middle of the restaurant, excuse me, can anybody here help? This fella seems to have forgotten who he is. He's asking me if I know who he is. Does anybody here know who he is? And then the head waiter comes over and he's trying to shuffle her off. So she picks a fish dish off somebody's plate, tips it into his trousers. And I put down that I think she resigns.
Yeah, I think she's gone.
Yeah, she resigns in a dignified manner.
Then we've got Jeff's in the office.
Yeah.
And the radio just pops on.
Yes, that's right, with that bloody awful song. Really awful song. And then he's playing the video game, isn't he?
Yes.
Marty's video game. And Marty appears on the screen, looking a bit 8-bit, doesn't he?
He does.
Looks, an 8-bit version of himself, talking to him, saying,
Meet me at the church.
Meet me at the church. You've got to come to the church.
Jeff, go to the church. Meet me at my grave.
Not now, Marty. I'm tired. It's late. Marty?
Jeff, it's all right. Don't panic. You're not going mad.
Please, Marty, you're dead.
I know, but I've come back. Look, I know this is a bit of a shock to you, but go to the cemetery and meet me there. Take my car. And don't drive too fast. And don't over-rev it.
No, stop
and
it, please.
So he does.
Well, he turns that off. Then the radio comes back on. Then the phone, he unplugs the radio. Then the phone rings, and it's Marty on the phone saying, "You've got to come and meet me at the cemetery. You've got to meet me at my grave."
Yeah.
And then eventually the radio comes back on again, despite being unplugged.
Yeah.
So next thing he's pulling up at the cemetery.
Yeah.
But he's being followed.
Yes.
By a yellow Triumph Stag. So I can only assume that's why.
That's why we had the lingering shot before. That's what I thought it probably was.
Yeah. So he gets to the grave and he's standing there. All of a sudden, Marty appears.
Yes. Says, I'm a ghost.
He says, "Oh no." He says, "Oh, you're not dead after all." He says, "Of course I'm dead." So he goes to push him, and his hands go right through him.
Yeah. He goes. He's got one night to return to Earth.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's right. Yeah. This is one night. They go. He doesn't know what happened to him.
No.
But he says he was sure that it wasn't Annette driving.
He thinks she was already dead.
He thinks she was already dead because, and while they're talking to each other, they suddenly put together that it was Crisby.
Crisby, yeah, because he says, "Oh yeah, Crisby, he's the art dealer for Gordon."
Yeah, he said he'd kill you and all this, and he had.
Oh, Jeff?
What? Marty, you're not dead!
Of course I'm dead, you idiot. You buried me. I keep trying to tell you I'm a ghost.
Stop it, Marty. It's not funny.
I know it's not funny. I'm a flaming stiff, but will you please listen to me?
Bloody hell.
Satisfied?
Marty, this is typically you. Why can't you stay dead like anyone else?
I've got one night to return to Earth. One night to find out who killed me.
Annette Stylus killed you, Marty. Now, please, just go back to heaven or wherever it is you've come from.
It's not right, Jeff. It doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense, Marty, is you study your talking to me.
Gordon was lying. Annette wasn't crazy. She was going to expose him. She'd been talking to his agent.
Kenneth Crisby.
What?
Crisby is Gordon's agent.
Well, there's a coincidence.
Yeah, I did think something fishy was going on, and I was going to confront Stylus about it, Marty, but... Oh, this is ridiculous! Talking to a dead man. I must be dreaming or something.
Jeff! You've got to believe in me! I've only got one night!
Now Jeff bumps into Jeannie.
Yes. They hug, and they're sitting down, and she's explaining, she's saying that she's feeling really down. She didn't know what to do. So she came to the grave, and as they're he's giving her a hug. Marty appears.
Yeah.
And starts moaning at him.
Yeah.
Because
says, "I'm not even told in the grave."
Yeah. So strikingly similar to
it does,
the original. Yeah. But
he says, "Look, Jeannie can't see me. You're the only one who can see me."
Yeah.
That's what I've chosen you.
So he whispers in her side. He says, "Go away."
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, sorry." No. He says, "No, not you." And then he says, "If you could tell Marty anything, what would you say to him?"
Yes.
So she says, says nice things, I'll miss him and all this stuff. And Marty disappears, and Jeannie sort of gets up and goes. Then Marty comes back, and he says, they've got to sort this out.
Yeah, go and see Gordon, isn't it?
Go and see Gordon, because they think they can get him to confess.
So he's in the car, isn't he, with Marty and Jeff are in the car together. So let's go. Got to turn to my grave by daylight. So Jeff drives off.
Yeah.
And Marty's just sitting there in midair.
Yeah. So because I thought that bit was quite funny.
It was well done.
He just looked around and said, "Oh bollocks!" And then he reappears in the car. They get to Gordon's, don't they?
Yes.
And then
Gordon's wearing a wedding dress.
Yeah, that's right. He's wearing a wedding dress and raving, absolutely mad, isn't he? And then Marty discovers that he can blow out candles.
Yes, he's got great power. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's blowing out candles
in the background.
all over the place. Yeah. There's thousands of them, but he's blowing them out. And then
Annette did all his best work. Turns out.
Yeah, he did all his work.
Jeannie is following them.
Yes, that's right.
But they start to put it together now. What the whole thing is.
Yeah.
That Annette did all the work, and she was going to leave him. And then she was going to say that this is, and he wouldn't be any good without her because she did all the work. Yeah. And of course, what's his name?
Crisby.
Crisby knew all about this, of course.
Yeah, that's right. And he comes in then.
So why did you kill her?
I thought it would solve everything. I haven't solved anything.
You and Crisby planned this from the start, didn't you?
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone. You get rid of Annette and Crisby gets his revenge on us.
It was Kenneth's idea.
It wasn't you painting at the party at all, was it? It was one of them.
Yeah. Well, that was bloody easy.
Jeff, look out!
And he basically says something, and Jeff goes to go, doesn't he? And he smacks him around the head.
Yes.
With a crowbar or something.
I've got Marty can't actually walk through walls.
No, that's right. No, he does the same thing as he did in the first one, where he bashes into the door, backs up, goes through a wall, tries to run through the door, bounces off it.
Yeah.
So Jeff just opens the door and goes in. But so then it cuts to
Crisby. Did knock Jeff out. Yeah,
he knocked him out, and he's on like a grill, a big grill thing.
Yes.
That's on a hoist.
Is it loose date or something?
Lucite or something like that.
To him,
yeah, some sort of resin anyway. Bubbling. I've just put yellow jelly.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, bright yellow jelly.
Because they reckon they're going to be rich.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
Don't know
rich,
how,
they tell you. No, God knows how.
And he said, "Marty, help!"
Yeah.
Help.
So then,
because I can't do anything. I've got to go because it's getting daylight. I've got to go.
Yeah. So he disappears.
Yeah.
Then Jeannie comes in.
Hey, thank God! You got to do something.
What? Jeff, I'm a ghost. Nobody can see me apart from you. I can't do anything. I can blow up things. And besides, it's nearly dawn.
So?
Remember the rhyme? Afore the sun shall rise anew, each ghost unto his grave must go.
Or what?
Cursed be the ghost who dares to stay and face the awful light of day.
Yeah, but what's it mean, Marty? What happens?
I don't know. I can't remember the rest of the rhyme, Jeff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to end like this. I've got to go.
Marty, please, no. You can't leave me like this, Marty. Do something!
I'm sorry, Jeff. I've got to go.
I'm nearly done. Just give me a minute, all right?
The curse. This is the curse of the ghost who stays.
Yeah.
Again.
but Jeannie comes in.
Yeah.
She sort of like wanders in.
Yeah.
And because Crisby's just said the only thing that would make my life complete is if I could sort of smash the head in of the person who kicked me in the head.
Yes, right. And then
she wanders in. She says, "Oh, you just made my day."
Yeah.
So he goes after her, and whereas before she was this all singing, all dancing, she was kung fu kicking, karate kicking.
She's standing on for us.
Yeah, she goes.
She goes into flight mode.
Yeah, she does. She goes through some, I don't know, dodges around a couple of things, then falls over.
Yeah.
And then he's
about to whack her.
He's about to whack her with a crowbar, and all of a sudden the window busts in.
Yeah.
He gets thrown across the room. A load of paint pots come and smack him all over the place. Don't they?
Knock him down. I guess. Knock him out. I think.
Yeah.
Now Gordon's on the loose.
Yeah.
With his chainsaw robot.
Right. Yeah. So Jeannie goes back to Jeff to try and untie him, Gordon's on the floor raving again, sort of thing, and then one of these robot fellas comes along, and he's got like a remote control in his hand, and he's got a chainsaw.
Yeah.
So it starts advancing on them.
Yeah.
And it looks, you know, like they're going to get sort of like attacked with a chainsaw, but then Marty blows the robot, so the robot spins around all over the place.
And kills.
Yeah, it cuts then, doesn't it? Because you just see Gordon screaming.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the gallery.
And we've got
Crisby
there.
Like he's doing the same sort of thing again. You know, he's saying, "Oh, you know, this will probably go for so much," and I hope it chokes you.
Yeah,
and he gets led off in handcuffs.
Yeah, he's arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's right, because then
Marty can't return to the grave until Jeff dies.
That's right. Yes.
It's with him until then.
Yeah, with your partner, or not partner, is it? It's I can't remember the word he used, but anyway, whoever your contact is on this side, you know, he's basically, they're chained together until he dies.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So, and that's it.
That's it. That's the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. Gordon Stylus was a truly famous artist, and I'm sure this exhibition will be a huge success. I can't tell you what a joy it is to see you all here today. And I hope you choked to death on your champagne.
All right, that's enough. Get him out of here.
So you're going to watch the football tonight, Mr. Crisby?
It's not very likely, is it, Sergeant?
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm going to get another drink. Do you want one?
Yeah, thanks, Jeannie. And thanks for coming to my rescue as well.
It's nothing.
Can't leave you alone for a minute, can I?
Marty, what are you doing here? It's all over.
I remembered the rest of the rhyme, didn't I? Cursed be the ghost who dares to stay and face the awful light of day. Ye shall not to your grave return until your chosen one be gone.
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 Gone. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't get back in time anyway. The grave rejected me.
Yeah, so I'm stuck with you then, am I?
No, I'm stuck with you, pal. Partners for life.
Hey, I'm sorry, Marty. You know, if you hadn't come back to help...
Well, I couldn't leave my old partner there to die, could I? Anyway, this way, I can keep an eye on Jeannie.
Yeah. Thank you. So, what do you think?
Well, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like.
That was all.
That's all she wrote.
Originally, this was a project for Robbie Coltrane and Rick Mayall.
Yes. I read that because it had been bought years before by some company, RWIW or something
like that. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And yeah, they planned to use Robbie Coltrane and Rick Mayall.
Yeah.
And then
Rick Mayall died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
no, it wasn't then, was it? Wasn't that when he had his accident?
Oh, it's when he had the accident. Yes, right. Yeah, so he was of course, he couldn't do it then.
So Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer had always loved it.
They loved the original
because apparently that's where Vic Reeves got the idea for the white suit in the original series or two of Vic Reeves' Big Night Out.
Yes, right. Yeah.
But yes, it's so they found out that they had bought the rights to it because they were trying to remake it themselves. Yeah. They found out these people had bought the rights for it and they wanted to be... So originally they were reversed.
Yes, originally.
So Bob was going to be Marty, but then Charlie Higson, who ended up directing it, said that he would prefer Vic Reeves to be...
Because it's more ad-libby.
Marty, because he's...
More jovial.
A bit more manic.
Yes, that's
and he thought that, but yeah, I mean, it's got all-star cast in it.
Yeah. Apparently, every close-up of Bob's hands is the director, Charlie Higson. Because Bob bites his fingernails.
Yes. Yeah.
Says his hands are not fit for TV.
Also, I think he was quite a heavy smoker as well, so he's probably got nicotine stains and everything.
Bag in the hand all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's... Yeah, because all of the Legal Gentlemen fellas were in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And writing as well, I think.
Yeah, obviously Charlie Higson. They all sort of like had a hand in it. And it was... let's say it was different.
Yes. I've they're not the best actors, are they?
No. No, they're not.
They're really very deadpan in their delivery.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's not their forte. I mean, really not their forte.
No.
Like on their stage shows and everything like that, although they've got a script, it's basically the vaguest outline, and they just go off on one. They just go into, all sorts of... They ad-lib all over the place.
Yes, that's right.
And they're just a bit mad.
Yeah. No, I think this idea could really work again.
Yeah.
But, not with them.
No, unfortunately not. No. Whether Robbie Coltrane and Rick Mayall would have been any better, I don't know.
The original Marty's still alive, and they did offer him a cameo in this, but he turned it down.
No, right.
He wanted to do Coronation Street instead.
Yeah. Regular money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw the future. But yeah, it's... let's say, I thought it was a part of a... what would you, like a retrospective thing where they remade
just one
programs,
episode,
one-offs. But apparently it wasn't.
It was a series.
No, it was always commissioned. It was always going to be
a series.
Yeah. So
I must admit, when I started watching it, I was dreading it. I thought this is going to be awful.
Yeah.
Because I'd only seen bits of it. I hadn't seen the whole thing.
No.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was.
No. It was.
There was nice touches and bits in there.
There was, and the thing that I think they missed the trick, because everybody who watched it would have known exactly what it was about.
Yes.
They didn't need to do all the setup that they did in the original.
Yes.
But they still did. A lot of it.
And there was a lot of, he's almost going to die, but he's not. He's almost going to die, but he's not.
Tease
it too much.
Tease it.
Because you know he's going to die.
but not very well.
No.
They weren't teasing it very well. I mean, there was the one with the car outside the house, which was quite good, but the rest of it was, and it was very bitty.
And they said they wanted Jeannie to be more, up-to-date character.
Yeah, because she's like a partner or something.
Partner, yeah.
Because obviously she lost her job at the restaurant.
From the beginning of this episode, she can handle herself.
Yeah, she's arse kicking.
She can't.
No. But no, as I say, for all that, it was good. The people in it, that's a really, really good cast.
Yeah, the quality acting in it.
Very good, very good. But as I say, I think it could have been a lot more.
Yes.
But yeah.
I mean, I can't compare it to other episodes. I haven't seen them.
No.
No one has.
No, apparently in Tom Baker's in it.
Oh, that's right.
He teaches Marty how to be a ghost, and he teaches him the boundaries and what he can and can't do and things like this, and how to do things, and the etiquette.
Yes.
So yeah, because there's something else I read as well. I'm sure it was about this. Was originally it was supposed to be Wyvern, who's Tom Baker's character, actually goes around and kills ghosts, because apparently if they stay too long, they turn into monsters.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Why I read on, I don't know. But yeah, it's let's say it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
No.
But I think it could have been better. But then again, what do I know? I just know what I like to watch.
Yes, and listen. Well, I didn't watch it when it originally came out because really I was. The original's still there.
Yeah.
Why have we got this?
Yeah. No.
Vic Reeves and Bob Mortar. No, they're not actors.
No, and they're not.
No,
they're not. I mean,
clearly not.
No, I mean, Vic or Jim Moore, as he's now, he's gone back to his original name.
Yeah.
I think he's tried to, except when he's being Vic Reeves, he's trying to distance himself a bit from it, because he is in Heaven.
Yeah.
And a couple of other things as well. He acts.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bob's had his health issues.
Yeah.
But he's, I've always liked Bob.
I think he's the funnier one out.
He absolutely is. But the thing is, he's sort of like a northern colloquialism, but he's mad as a box of frogs.
Yes.
He's absolutely. When you see him on programs like Would I Lie to You and things like that, some of the things he comes out with that are so outlandish and are actually true.
Yeah.
But you never know whether he's. Because I'm sure some of the times he believes what he's saying,
Because didn't he train to be a lawyer?
Yeah, he was. He was a
Yes.
solicitor. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a solicitor in town council down in Surrey somewhere, I
Yeah.
think it was. Because that was the other thing he did, was when Jarvis Cocker,
Yeah.
when Jarvis Cocker stormed the stage in with the Michael Jackson Earth Song thing at the Brits.
Brits, yeah.
Because he said he went down there because obviously he knew Jarvis, and everybody thought Jackson was a bit weird and it was a bit over the top. So he went down there and he went up and he says, "Oh, can I, they had Jarvis locked up in a room," and he says, "Well, I need to go and see him." He said, "What, are you a solicitor?" And he said, "Well, I've got a bit of training." So I said, "Yeah." He said, but all of a sudden, there's about 8 American lawyers standing there who are working for Mr. Jackson. And he said, "That's me, I'm done. My work here is done." But yeah, as I say, I do like Bob. I love Bob. I think he's funny.
I watched him just the other day. I was on Travel Man with Richard Arduardi.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
I saw it advertised. I didn't watch it. I've got it recorded. But he's doing that program at the moment. Gone Fishing with Paul Whitehouse.
Oh, right,
because
yes.
Paul Whitehouse had a triple bypass or something.
Pair of notes on it.
Yeah, well, basically they've actually had very, very similar health issues, and because Paul Whitehouse, obviously they knew each other, they worked together, but because Paul knew what was happening, he sort of like took Bob under his wing and explained how things worked and what he was. But because the doctors had told him to relax, he's got to find something to do that he can take his mind off everyday life but stress free. So Paul Whitehouse suggested fishing, and they made a program about it when he was teaching him how to fish and everything. And it's really good. It's really quite funny in places. But yeah.
So, what would you score this Randall and Hopkirk remake?
I'm not going to give it what I gave the original, because I think the original was really very good. I think I gave that a high 7, didn't I?
I think so, yeah.
So this, to be quite honest, I'd have to give it a 5.
Yeah. I was going in at 5, yeah.
It's just too bitty and jumpy for me.
An A for effort, but...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is, I do think it's difficult, and probably it's worse because we've literally just watched the original one.
That's it.
A couple of weeks ago. Then we're watching this. You can't help but compare.
I'm sure there's another remake in the works by looking.
Yeah.
And what's on IMDb? I'm sure there was another program called Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, and when I clicked on it, it says, "Oh, there's no production notes for this one yet."
No, yet is quite ominous, isn't it?
Yeah.
That either means that it's sunk without trace, or that it's still in production.
Yeah.
But
it's in limbo.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because that's the thing as well. They use the original rhymes from the original program.
Yes.
But obviously they picked up the alliteration issues.
Yes.
Like goo. What? What's goo? He said, "Well, go really," but it doesn't rhyme. Yeah.
That's to make it rhyme.
Yeah. So, but no, it had really good bits. The cast was fantastic. You couldn't
The rest of the ensemble cast.
Yeah. Vic and Bob, much as I like Vic and Bob, this, it wasn't right. I don't think anyway. It didn't work for me.
I don't know. Vic as Marty just didn't work for me.
No. I think possibly it would have been better if they had stayed the way that it was supposed to be, the other way round. But you never know.
No.
Like we both said, they're neither of them. So certainly at the time, they were neither of them actors.
No, they might have been better now.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yes, it would have been, would have been better now, but we'll never know.
No.
But yes, so
that's that.
Yeah, I know. That's
next time me and Paul will be talking Alexander the Great with William Shatner and Adam West. Can't wait.
I know. Ne'er the twain shall meet. But yeah, well, that'd be interesting. I've never heard of it.
No one has.
There's probably a very good reason for that.
Yeah. But, it was what happens. It started off as a pilot,
Right.
Alexander the Great, the series, but it wasn't picked up, so they just turned it into a movie.
Oh, right, okay.
A very short movie.
Yeah.
It's only like 53 minutes long. I can live with that.
I was going to say, without having watched it, I would imagine that it's probably 52.5 minutes too long. I could be wrong.
It's got one of the greatest actors in the world.
And William Shatner. Yeah. You've got to be fair to him. At the end of the day, he does... He does take the piss out of himself.
Yeah. And he keeps going, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He's a non-stop guy. I wish I had that sort of energy.
I know, certainly. I mean, I wish I had the energy he's got at his age now.
And the money.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, there is that too. But then again, you do wonder how fast he gets through it, because he will turn up to the opening of a crisp packet, wouldn't he?
Because he wants to.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's not for the money at all, it's for the art.
Yeah.
But, no, so...
I'm not sure what I'll be throwing next your way.
I was going to say, yes, for my next assignment.
Yes. Should you decide to accept it?
Yeah. Not do what Paul does, just not turn up.
Yeah, that's it. Go and see Toya instead. Yeah, great.
Toya. Oh, dear. Going to turn this shed inside out. Yes. I think that's my only Toya joke.
That's the only one there could be.
Yes, that's it, yeah. Well, that and the was it, which finger was it? Was it a little finger she had chopped off?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Oh, I could be completely wrong. I've just
maybe you're thinking of another Toya.
Yeah, possibly, yes. There's
just so common.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it is a common name, yeah. No, I'll Google it later. I might be asking you to edit this bit out. Mind you, if I did that, I think the programme would only be 5 minutes long. Have your introduction and the closing credits. No, I shall look forward to it.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Might regret that.
I think you will.
Our secret.